Hit a heart right here for the flush. Nope, not to be.
Well, 4 clubs comes off. So McLean feeling pretty good about that card. This time making a healthier bet, $580,000. Dan O'Brien is not folding his hand rapidly though here, Vince, but he finally lays it down.
What was he thinking after that flop? He got involved and he loses a pretty big one.
His opponent not at ace king. Chances are he'd check the turn card. Then I have no doubts Dan would have bet and might have won that pot. So
fold to a shove?
Nope.
Didn't think so.
Well, the antes are going up to 5,000 blinds, 20 and 40,000. And to the next hand we go. Dan O'Brien. This time, look who's got the aces. Big Dan. And he raises, makes it 95,000 to go. Andy Seth behind him with the queen jack.
We're going to make a play on the last pot. That didn't work out. The very next hand, you pick up 2 aces.
How much did you start the hand with?
You got to love it.
About $1 million, 1.05 maybe.
He's got $1 million left. He's got 2 aces, and he's just praying this guy comes over the top of him. Just makes the call. Incredibly, Vince, we started this final table with 3 guys in their 40s and 3 guys in their 20s. The guys remaining are the 3 guys in their 20s. So youth prevailing once again on the World Poker Tour. Andy making the call here. McLean folding out of the big blind. So here we go. What a flop for Andy. He's flopped 3 queens. This could spell doom for Dan O'Brien here.
Pretty unbelievable.
Well, Andy checks.
And Dan's going to check. Good check behind him.
Wow, that's incredible to me.
Turn card, a 4 of spades.
Well, Andy is now reaching for chips. And he is betting $165,000 here. Well, it's amazing that Dan suspects. It looks like that the guy's got a queen in his hand for some reason.
Wow, he's just calling.
With 2 aces, Vance, incredible.
It is.
2 diamonds, 2 spades on the board.
Down to the river we go. 7 of spades helps neither player.
And it puts 3 spades on the board here, which is why I would have raised on the turn with the 2 aces, just in case your opponent has 2 spades in his hand, is backdoor to flush, and now you're sick. It's $220,000.
Call.
It's been called by Dan. And he mucks the 2 aces. But Vince,
Pretty sick.
incredibly, he didn't go broke on that hand like he well could have. He checked on the flop, checked on the turn, and made a crying call on the river.
Really wish you would have bet more, bro. Ah, man.
But Andy Seth,
Nice value bet then.
running good, as we say, flopping 3 queens to take down that pot.
Oh, wow. You'll see what I had that time. That is pretty disgusting.
Monster hand. Just...
Honestly, like, that would have been the sickest thing ever. I almost folded on the turn, I swear to God.
I'm trying to. What did you have that was so sick?
Go ahead, Dan. Say it.
You'll see.
Will it change that much if you tell me what you had?
I really almost folded the turn. Like, you can't fold the turn there, I guess. But I thought about it. God, 210. What are you doing? Put a real bet out there. I really would have folded.
Vince, I think the guy's lucky to be alive.
Yeah. All right, Andy, he raises to 135,000 to go with a king-queen. But our chip leader McLean with a pair of 7s.
McLean's in the small blind, contemplating what to do with 2 7s.
Call.
He's going to make the call.
Now it's on Dan, who's a little stunned after those aces getting picked off. He has jack, deuce of diamonds.
Oh, look at this, Vince. He's going all in.
Welcome, Tommy Tilt.
How much?
Well, he's making what we call a squeeze play.
How much
That's
is
where
it?
one guy raises, another guy calls.
Can I get the total without bringing it
You
in?
come over the top raising, thinking if the first guy goes out, the second guy is going to fold as well, and you win the pot.
He has pushed it in. Maybe a little frustration from the last hand.
Well, Andy's got a man sitting behind him, so he throws his hand away. Now, if you're sitting in McLean's seat, what do you do with 2 7s? You know, chances are your opponent didn't pick up a pair, because that only happens 1 time every 16, 17 deals.
I call.
He's made the call with the 2 7s. Dan O'Brien is sick right now, but it's not over.
So Dan, the former day trader, has his stock dropping very fast. Needs to get lucky in the next 5 cards. Otherwise, back to Wall Street.
Well, the Air Force man out in front with the 2 walking sticks. They stand up. Dan O'Brien will be walking out of here.
Flop comes up 5-5-3. No help for Dan.
So Dan needs to catch 2 running diamonds, 2 running cards to make a straight, or a jack to take the lead. Well, 10 of spade comes off. We are down to the river card. Dan O'Brien must catch a jack on the river. Otherwise, he'll be out in third place.
Can he pick off a miracle here?
8 of spade comes off. So the poker pro now living in Las Vegas, Dan O'Brien, going to retire tonight in third place.
He played wonderful this tournament. I obviously ran like God, you know.
That was a big effort, great instincts by this young pro. Going to pick up $292,000. He's disgusted. But we are down to 2 players. Heads-up action about to begin.
Well, you know what that means, Vince? That means they break out the cash when we're down to heads-up play. And there you see him putting it on the table.
It does look pretty cool. That's a lot of cash.
Winner going to take home close to $900,000. With it, the beautiful WPT bracelet.
There's the cash, the trophy, and that coveted WPT bracelet. That means just one thing. We're just minutes away from the start of heads-up action.
All right, don't miss the conclusion of the exciting Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament. We're coming right back.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, where heads-up action is about to start here at the final table of the Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament.
And Mike, the cash, the title, and that beautiful WPT Tiffany bracelet all on the line. Who will be the last man standing at the Bay 101?
I think Andy's chances of taking down this tournament are really well. He is really strong fundamentally. He knows the math, and he has a really good feel for his game and what to expect out of him. So I think Andy's a huge favorite to win this.
There you see Faraz Jaka's got confidence in his man Andy Seth. But Vince, McLean Carr's got $4.8 million. Andy Seth starting with $1.7 million. But the guy who's the current leader for the WPT Player of the Year thinks his former roommate Andy Seth is a favorite. I'd have to disagree with that.
Well, here's the first hand. Ace-9 for McLean. He's raised it to 120 to go. Andy now looking down at an Ace-7. 2 solid hands here on hand number 1 of the heads-up action. Is going to re-raise. Yeah, he makes it 330 to go.
And quickly McLean goes all in.
Oh, boy.
And Andy goes all up. Trying to figure out what to do now. Does he want to put all his money in with this hand? He's up against it. McLean has Ace-9. He has Ace-7. You could only phone a friend right now, and that'd be the guy you'd call right there, Faraz Jaka, the guy who's currently leading the point standings for WPT Player of the Year. Andy says tournament life on the line, perhaps, if he makes this call.
Only 23 years old. Can he make the right decision in this moment?
I fold.
Well, Andy's going to lay it down. So McLean extends his chip lead. We heard Faraz Jaka say what math knowledge and how fundamentally sound Andy Seth was. Well, all I know is this. McLean majored in operations research, which is applied mathematics from the Air Force Academy. My guess is he's pretty good at math himself.
I bet. Okay, to the next hand we go. Andy this time with a Queen-3. And he's just going to call.
Well, limps in and calls, and McLean said, okay, let's have a flop.
McLean with 7-5.
Oh, and it's come 8-7-5 with 2 spades.
Well,
McLean checks.
McLean with 7s and 5s. Andy with nothing. Well, Andy's bet it.
You're going to see a check raise here, that's for sure.
I'm all in.
And a quick over-the-top all-in by McLean.
He's going to take down the pot. You just can't just call there in case your opponent's got some type of straight draw or a flush draw. You got to make him pay for it. So McLean extends his chip lead. And Vince, it's hard not to like a guy who went to one of the service academies. He, of course, went to the Air Force Academy. But all those people dedicate 4 years of their lives to serve in the armed forces. You got to respect them.
He's getting a little payoff now, perhaps because he is pummeling his opponent, Andy Seth. But this time McLean gives up his hand.
It's really quiet in here. I don't know what's going on. Thank you.
All right, to the next hand we go. This time,
All in.
Andy with just Jack-9 of diamonds says all in.
I call.
He's been called by the Ace-4 diamonds of McLean. So Andy says tournament life on the line, and he's up against it. McLean out in front with the ace high. If his hand stands up, he'll be our champion. Andy Seth going to have to get lucky to double up to stay alive here. Let's see if he can do it.
Did the young player get impatient and just push it too early? No, maybe not.
It's come Jack 9-4. So Andy Seth takes the lead with 2 jacks here. McLean looking for an ace or a 4.
Still 2 cards.
Andy just stumbling around with Jack-9. Gets lucky on that flop, but it's not over. We're going to the turn.
Well, a 6 comes on the turn, so we're down to the river. Andy Seth will double up unless an ace or a 4 comes out there. If that happens, McLean Carr will be our champion, but no.
Just trust me on everything.
Unbelievable.
3 of diamonds on the river. So the match continues, Vince.
Nice hand, Andy.
Andy Seth lives on.
Terrific battle from the Bay 101. Stay with us. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour. Tonight's World Poker Tour brought to you by FullTiltPoker.net. Welcome back to the Bay 101 Shooting Star here on the World Poker Tour. The heads-up action's continuing, and the antes are at 10,000. Blinds are going up to 50 and 100,000.
The match gets closer as Andy Seth just doubled up a moment ago. Let's see if he can keep the momentum going.
The Air Force man, McLean Carr, with about 3.8 million. Takes a look at his hand. He has just an 8-6 of clubs.
200.
And he's going to raise on the button. The minimum raise makes it 200,000.
And to young Andy, he's got Queen 10.
And he's going to make the call, wants to see a flop. And here comes that flop. And what a flop for Andy. He has flopped the stone cold nuts, the best hand possible, a king high straight.
Absolute cinch at this morning, and he's going to dig the hole, put the branches and twigs over it, wait for the sucker to fall in.
Well, McLean does not make the continuation bet, and wisely so. Now a 6 comes off, so McLean makes a pair of 6s, but Andy, of course, with the best hand possible. Nothing can beat him from here. And Vince, if I was him, I would check again.
Yeah, keep throwing that rope.
He is reaching for chips, though.
Yeah, he's going a different way. He's going to bet it.
Yep, he's betting 285,000.
I fold.
McLean, who even though he made 2 6s, lays his hand down.
Nice hand, Andy.
And right now, if you're Andy Seth, you're looking for one of those barf bags to give you in the plane because you're sick your opponent didn't make a bet there.
You really are. You're saying, I meant check. Did I say bet? I didn't really mean that, of course. All right, back to this hand we go. Andy Seth now looking at a pair of 4s.
Well, any pair and heads up hold'em is a big hand. Here, Andy looks down at 2 4s. He's going to raise it, makes it 210,000 to go.
But buckle up because McLean has a pair of 8s.
When you play hold'em, you only get a pair once out of every 17 deals, so it's a 16-to-1 shot, and yet both of them have got pairs here. It spells trouble as McLean is re-raised right here.
Yeah, makes it 585 to go.
All in.
And there you hear it.
So he moves all in.
I call.
And he's been called. Well, tough luck for Andy here. His opponent's got an overpair instead of a race situation. And McLean Carr is over an 80% favorite to win this pot and take this title right here.
McLean on his second WPT event, got this tournament through a $1,200 satellite, and now he is just cards away
We still got cards, so
from becoming a WPT champion and a very rich guy.
Well, there's his girlfriend, poker player herself, Maria Ho. Right now, she's hoping the 2-8s just stand up. They're a big favorite to do so.
I mean, I feel real good. I feel real good.
Here comes the flop. King 10-3. So far, so good for the Air Force man.
Back door is open.
Claims 2 8s out in front. Andy Seth is going to have to catch a 4 to win this pot, or 2 running spades would do it.
Well, it's an ace of clubs. No luck for Andy. He is almost down and out. McLean 1 card away from a championship.
Andy must catch a 2-outer, as we say. Must catch a 4 in the river. Otherwise, he'll be our runner-up. Well, it's an ace. So that's going to do it. The graduate of the Air Force Academy, McLean Carr, is our champion.
Complete celebration from McLean Carr. He played well. Going to take home close to 900,000.
Did I really just win this?
And I just trapped the guy so good.
This is war. I think you got a job to do. Look at he's right there. I'm rich.
Well, there you have it. Another champion and another great final table on the WPT.
Congratulations to our champion of the Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament.
Wow.
For Vince Van Patten and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Mike Sexton saying thanks for watching. And until next time, may all your cards be live and your pots be monsters. I don't understand what this is for here.